Hey everyone, it's Anthony from Pretty Printed here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to upload files to S3 using Boto 3. So the upload part is actually pretty simple, and the reason why I made this video is because I want to explain more of the configuration part, and that is a little tricky. So the configuration part, what I'll do is I will go to my root, and then if I change directories to a hidden directory called .aws, I will have a file called credentials. So I'm not going to show you my credentials file because I don't want you to see it, but I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. So in your credentials files, you can start with having default, and I'll just use the basic configuration here for your access keys. I mean, this can always get more complicated, as you know, if you use Amazon, but AWS access key ID and AWS secret access key. And what you're going to do is you're going to put an equal after that, and then your actual key. So key ID, and then access key. So remember, those go into a hidden folder called AWS at your root. So you have to be using some Unix-based system here. I'm using Ubuntu on Linux, or Ubuntu on Windows. So .aws and then slash, or not slash, but in the folder .aws, so a hidden folder AWS, you're going to have a file called just credentials. And the reason why you're going to have this file is because Boto 3 is going to look for this file to log into Amazon AWS, and then you can actually do the file transfer. So what I'm going to do is I'll put this in a comment at the top of the file so you can see it. And I'll also put, you need to have AWS credentials in, actually your home directory, not your root directory. So I misspoke there, but there's the location. So your home directory slash AWS, remember AWS is hidden, and then slash credentials. So once you have that, then Boto 3 can pick it up. And of course, Boto 3 is a library that you can use to interface with Amazon AWS. So to make this simple, I'll create a very simple Flask app. So if you're not familiar with Flask, you should still be able to figure all this out because it's going to be extremely simple. And what I'm going to do in this Flask app is I'm simply going to create a route to handle uploading something. So app route. And what this something is going to look like. So it's just going to be HTML. So I'll create a form. Let's see, method post. I don't need the quotes. Post, and then I need the form data part. So form data like that. Action is going to be a route called upload. And then it's going to take in a file. I'll call this my file. And then it's going to have a submit button. And then close out the form. And then I'll create another route called upload because that's where I'm uploading to. And I'm actually going to handle the upload here. So what I need to do is well, first let me just add a little bit of things down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to import Boto 3. And Boto 3 is a library that you need to interface with Amazon AWS. It's just one of the libraries. So pip install Boto 3 if you don't have it installed already. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the S3 resource. So I actually have my S3 bucket open here. So we'll see the file get added once I do add it. So S3 and then boto3.resource. I'm looking for the S3 resource. And then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to use S3 to put something in my bucket. So my bucket is called Pretty Printed. And I'm going to put object. So put object. And then the name of this object will be let's see. I'll upload a Python file. So a Python file.py. And then the body, I'm not sure if these are case sensitive. I remember these being uppercase, so I'll just keep them as uppercase. The body is going to be requests.files and then my file. So just know that this file here is going to be the file that is uploaded on the index route. And then I'll simply return file saved to S3. I'll make this a header so it's really easy to see. So really, this is all you need to upload a file to Amazon S3. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my documents and I'll run this file. So Python s3.py. And then I will browse to the index and select a file. And in this case, let me select this app file. And I'll just submit query. So what I'm doing is I'm uploading that app.py to AWS, but the name should be a Python file.py. So let's see if that works. So right now you can see I don't have anything called a Python file.py. So as soon as I submit this, it's going to run this upload route, which basically puts this object from the request onto S3. So submit query, method not allowed. Okay, so I missed one thing. This is going to be taking post requests. Okay, so now this should work. So I'll do this again, select the app file again, submit query. It's working, it's working. It tells me file saved to S3. And then if I go to my bucket and refresh, let's see if I have a file there, a Python file. So, yep, I have it there, and I can see that it has been uploaded to S3. So, as you can see, it's pretty easy to put things onto S3 if you're using an object. If you don't want to use something like Flask, you can use like, you can open up a file, read it into a variable in Python, and then put that as your body, and it would be the exact same thing. I'm just using Flask here because it's really easy to upload and then save, but you don't necessarily need any kind of web server to do this. As long as you have access to the file that you want to upload, then you can put it in the body and it will be saved to your bucket. So a pretty simple video. Really, I just wanted to cover the credentials part. So you can either, read this from the video, or you can download the code that I put in the description below, and then you can see where you're supposed to put your credentials and what it is supposed to look like. Credentials in AWS can get pretty complicated, so this is just the simplest example. But if you want to get started uploading things to S3 programmatically, then this is the way you can do it. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe and then hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. If you haven't been to prettyprinted.com, you can check that out. I have courses that are much more in-depth than my YouTube videos. So each course will have several videos instead of, one-off YouTube videos that I make here. So that's it for this video. I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.